Hello folks, welcome back to Star Ocean 4, The Last Hope, and I've been looking forward to this episode because we're finally, if all goes to plan anyway, going to be unlocking the Colosseum, which is Star Ocean 4's battle arena, bringing us a lot of optional content, a lot of ways to power up our characters, and it's just a fun feature all round really. So if you're just watching this video but haven't really watched the series through this past set of episodes, then just note that you will have to make sure that you've completed the story content on Roke before these quests become available. The quests themselves are very easy, but you will have to have cleared out and completed the Purgatorium. But for those of you that are following along with my entire walkthrough, then of course we have done that, and we should be ready now to go ahead and do what we need to do to get this arena opened up. And like I said, there's a couple of quests, but they're not challenging at all. So we're going to start by speaking to the diligent clerk here, diligent clerk, who's going to tell us that there's a bit of a problem and that the receptionist Lucy has run away. And the Colosseum can't open without the receptionist. And it looks like, surprise surprise, it's going to be on Edge and his team to go and bring her back. So this begins the quest, Where's the Receptionist? And it is just a standard quest, despite the fact that it's ultimately going to lead to opening up the Colosseum. We're just going to have to head over to Astral City first of all, because that's where Lucy is going to be hanging out. And what's going to happen when we get there is that Lucy is going to give us another quest. And without, spoiling too much at the moment, I mean, not that there's that much to spoil, before you come over here, just make sure you've got a red herb in your inventory, okay? You are going to need just one red herb. So you'll find it under usable items, there it is. If you don't have any red herbs, and you probably have, then you can actually just go ahead and harvest them from the Australian continent. Or you can actually purchase them if you don't want to harvest them. They are available for sale, but you do have to go over to Trop in order to buy them. Either way, they're not hard to get. So we're going to head into Mobius's one-stop shop here, and we're going to head up the stairs onto the first floor and see who this is. There we go, just have to make sure we speak to Lucy, whose mother isn't feeling well, so I don't think she's going to want to be going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, so Lucy is going to want the remedy for her mother's throat, and as I mentioned to you, that is going to be the red herb. So, presuming you've got that, we can just speak to Lucy immediately again. Well, looks like it's done the trick anyway. So we've completed the quest that Lucy's given us. That's not the quest we picked up from the Colosseum. We still have to head back now to Patron in order to hand that one in. But we've done pretty much everything we need to do now to get the Colosseum open again. I told you it wasn't hard, didn't I? So we're going to head back over to Tatroy. And then we're going to go and hand in the Where's the Receptionist quest. And that's it. I do think we have to go inside at this point though. Yep, so the Colosseum is actually already open to us now. And welcome to the Colosseum. And we want to speak to the diligent clerk here. And there we have it. We collect our standard quest reward, but more importantly, the Colosseum itself is now open and available for business. Let's start sorting out some tournaments. Actually, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and grab the 3 treasure chests that are available for looting in the Colosseum. So we're going to head into the, well, through the main archway there, and down either of the exits that lead us into the bottom level, which is where the bunny race grounds are going to be located. And if we head just over here, we have the first of our 3 chests. This one containing the Berserk skill manual. Yes, you can actually go and put bets on bunny racing in this game. Think of Chocobo Racing from Final Fantasy VII. No surprise where, or no guesses I should say, since we don't actually know for sure, but no guesses where bunny racing was inspired from. And there's the racetrack just down below. But what we're interested in this section is the other chest. Okay, and now I did say there was 3, so what we want to do is head out of this area once more. Again, just take either of the exits. In fact, this one's probably closest to the chest. So we're just going to head around then to the west of the main Colosseum floor. And there's the 3rd chest as well. And I don't think there's anything else to do around here now. All the other exits are blocked off because that would take you actually into the Colosseum arena. And the only way to get in there is to actually sign up to the tournaments. Right, so speaking of the tournaments then, let's head over now to the desk and we'll see how this is going to work. So Lucy is going to introduce us to the Colosseum and we get to make a choice here between solo, team and survival. So I wouldn't bother with survival right now, okay, because this is going to be very, very difficult. But what you are going to want to try out are the solo and team tournaments. So let's just go ahead with solo. Obviously, you're going to have to choose a player here to go into the arena, and you can choose any of your active or non-active party members. So let's just go ahead and select Edge for this solo battle. And you're going to see that we're currently starting off at rank 101, which is right at the bottom of the pile. But we're going to show our worth, and as we start beating the available battles, we're going to begin moving up the ranks. And as you can see, there are a lot of different ranks with a lot of different enemies to face off against, until eventually we're going to become king of the solo Colosseum, and hopefully, if all goes to plan, we'll become the #1 rank, taking over Lord of Dragons. But for now, as I say, we have to start at 101, and every good journey has a beginning, so this is ours. We're going to face off against the Bitter Tear Flower. And we're going to basically choose a set. What this is going to do is determine the type of items that you get. It's not really going to matter for quite a few of these battles, because hopefully they should be simple enough even without having to use items. But you can just go ahead and choose whatever it is you want to choose. For me, personally, I like to have a bit of healing as backup, but you don't have to have healing by any stretch of the imagination. And here we go, our first optional Colosseum battle. So this is a solo battle. Obviously the team tournaments involve your normal battle team.
We don't have time to play around.
And as you can see, the Bitter Tear Flower, it's a fairly simple enough enemy to take on. That's it, we're done. But don't be deceived, obviously as we move up the ranks here, you're going to find that these enemies are going to be getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And as you can see, you also get experience. So as we start to move on to tougher battles, this is going to be a great way of levelling up as well. And I'll talk about a few enemies later on that are going to be suitable for grinding levels out. But here Lucy gives us 9 fight coins. Now, fight coins are the currency of the Colosseum. Rightio, so the fights are starting to get a little bit trickier now. I've gone up the ranks just a bit for about the last 10 minutes or so. I'm currently ranked 69 with Edge. So we'll go ahead and do the next battle. And then once we've gone through this one, I'm going to show you what the currency is used for and how it is we can actually go ahead and spend that currency. Though, of course, it will be a grind if you want the better items, but we'll look at that in a moment's time. So the enemies here, as you can see, are all solo fights. I don't just mean solo from our side, obviously that's a given, but from the enemy side as well. That said, they can be a little bit tricky, especially as you start to get into higher ranks, or is that lower ranks. So try and make good use of blind sides. You can also build up your bonus board, as you can see there. But just be careful because it is easy to receive a critical strike if you're not paying attention or whatever, and then lose that board. So just pay attention at all times. But if you're not interested in a bonus board, then obviously that's one less thing to worry about. I want to see if I can get another blue tile though. Yeah, there we go.
I was just getting warmed up. Bring 'em on.
So as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit more experience, but really, if you want to farm experience, then the group tournament is where it's at. And the good thing about the rewards that you get, the fight coins, is that the higher rank you are, then the more fight coins you're going to earn for defeating that fight. So for the rank 100 fight, we got 10, but for the rank 67 or whatever it was we just did, we get 48. So they will build up quite quickly, especially as you start to make your way up those ranks. Okay, so there's this guy over at the desk over here, and he's got a bit of story to him, but I won't spoil that for you. So if you're playing the game, you'll get a bit of dialogue to learn, just to remind you really who McAfee, the now reformed thug, actually is. So he will allow us to exchange our fight coins for something as simple as ripe berries, or for some very, very powerful equipment indeed, including some very strong weapons and armour. But obviously you need the coins for them, which I just don't have as of yet. And for the Dark Elf's robe, you're going to need a whopping 12,000 fight coins. But this is where you can purchase whatever it is you want to purchase with those fight coins in the future as you start to build those up. So just so you know that now. Joining as a team works pretty much the same way. Obviously it is a separate tournament, but I'll just go ahead and show you this. Since it's the first time we're going to be doing this tournament, we'll have to come up with a team name, and you can choose pretty much whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Let's just go ahead and choose something here. Let's call it, how do I do capital letters? I'm a stickler for capital letters, you see. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, there it is. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to do so. So let's call it, since I'm Fuzzfinger, Fuzzy Fantastic. Right, that'll be our team name then, and you can't change this, so make sure you're happy with it. And we're just going to go ahead, and once again, let's go straight for the 98 set though, shall we? Rank 98 battle. Missed the first couple out. I'm sure we can handle it. And it will be whatever your active party setup is what will be brought into the Colosseum. I don't think I mentioned before, I did mention that you get to select which item set to bring in with you, but obviously that's because you don't get to bring in your normal items. But then you don't need to be afraid to use the items that you do get, because you won't be, you know, bringing them out of the battle even if you don't use them. So most of the early battles are going to be pretty standard fights.
I'm so glad everyone's safe.
Nothing that we haven't seen before out in the big wide world. Looks like Fuzzy Fantastic is the winner here. And that's pretty much it, guys. It works, apart from the fact that you've got more people, the same way as the solo battle. And the amount of fight coins you get, I think, is the same as well per rank as in the solo battle. So yeah, guys, just keep building your way up the ranks. Remember, this is fully optional. You don't have to do this, but it is worth it. The experience and rewards that you're going to get from it are going to really help you out, especially if you want to do more than just the story in Star Ocean 4. If you want to really get on with some of the optional bosses and whatnot later on, then the more you grind now, the less you've got to grind later. Trust me on that. But folks, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the episode here. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this introduction to the Colosseum. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section and what you think of the Colosseum in Star Ocean 4. I love it when you get a good arena type system in a role-playing game, Japanese role-playing game. But that's it for me for today, guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.